Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I am your Dungeon Master, AuldDragon, and the players are...
Hi, I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon Miacc, who's a human fighter from an asteroid called Recab's Wedge, which is one of Brow's farming asteroids. He's currently the captain.
Hi, I'm Dakami-sama, and I play Solas Ebha, who is Half-Elven Cleric Mage of Ogma.
Hey, I'm James. I play Ockar, human Paladin for Brawl. I'm just hoping that this goes well.
Hello everyone, I'm Salem Motor. I play Finnel'ar Mohani, a Druid from Grayspace.
Hi, I'm Levalithana, an Elven Wild Mage.
Hey there, I am Zach and I play the character of Lafdul, Moonglade, a specialty priest thief multi-class from Realm Space. His little gimmicks coming out with fun little titles, and I did have some time to get a little title in, is the Pleonastic Wordsmith. Esomastic? Pleonastic? It's a bit of a novel. I will... Pleonasm. Pleonastic. Yes. What? Hello? I can't tell if I'm being quiet. Sorry.
Peonestic? Yeah, we can hear you.
It's in Roll20.
Okay.
Lafdul, do you mind if we stick needles into you?
How much are you willing to pay? Because I usually charge for that kind of service.
Well, this went in a direction I wasn't expecting right off the bat.
So,
hang on. Lever asked. If someone else asked, I would have given a different response. So.
Hang on. How many hams are you going to charge her? That is our currency.
Leva pays in pickles, just so you know.
So we left off. We left off last time, just after a fight with some giants. Took care of them fairly handily, and now the party is finishing up their trek to the up the mountains. For the last 2 days, roughly, the terrain has been getting steadily steeper as you get closer to the peak. And you're expecting to... Aggie's expecting to get you guys to meet up with the rest of the groups this evening as well. Is there anything that anyone wants to do right after the fight? Because I think we basically ended it like right after that or something.
I think... Didn't we already search them? Because Braxon wanted to know if they had any off-world money, and I think you said no.
Yeah.
And I think somebody wanted to shave them.
Someone wants their suit.
Yes, for the hair.
I think I said how many you got off of that already.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
You did.
All right, I just wanted to check to see if there
end.
were any other, having a week to think about it, whether anyone thought of spells that they wanted to cast or anything like that.
No, I
right.
shall not be raising them from the dead.
Yeah, if Braxon had thought to keep that broken weapon that Finn had put at his feet, he'd have left it here to make it look like someone else did it. But I guess shaving the giants is kind of a bit of a giveaway that something weird happened.
Hey, Finn. No, you're not in Catfall. That's a shame. Can we ask Beowulf to chew them up a bit?
No,
like-
I don't think you can. I don't think Beowulf would do that.
That's fine.
I will
It's
be
worth a shot.
casting a few healing spells.
Okay.
Do we still have healing spells?
We didn't cast any on this day.
Solas.
This day?
Yeah, we rested before this fight.
Oh,
Solas, did you bring your magic rabbit? I think you did.
no.
My pet rabbit is with the dragon at the moment.
Sorry. Old wounds.
So
I was going to say we could...
don't open those wounds.
Yeah, I was going to say we could use it to bury the bodies, but never mind.
It wouldn't have dug that big of a hole.
Okay, I suppose we'll push on then. We can have a quick look around, see if we've been observed by anyone.
You mean with a fireball in the ice storm? clearly not a giveaway.
No, No, we should push on. We should push on. If there's anyone scouting the area,
first cure moderate is for a Leva. So Leva gets 9 points.
Thank you. Just a second.
And since what?
No, it's okay. I misread. Sorry.
So since Aggie got so many stones that hit him, I will be healing him with cure moderate wounds also.
Oh, was he not going to wave it away?
No, he'll accept that. That's pretty nice. 11 hit points. All right. Thank you.
Yeah,
he thanks you for that healing.
I will use another cure moderate on Aggie.
All right.
And is Leva looking still battered up?
Aggie will thank you for what you've done and wave off any other healing. He says, use it on some of your friends. They
Yeah, I asked if
took
Leva
some
is
injuries
looking
too.
still battered up.
Oh, Leva, sorry.
That was almost okay.
I don't see you having healed yourself at all for that 9, Leva.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did. It just doesn't show. It's... Okay. I think that was the wrong place. I don't know what was in there. Minus 9, 11, whatever that was.
I will use one cure light wounds on Ockar since he looks like he took a bit of a beating.
That's your armor class. The red one is your armor class.
Okay.
Are you allowed to heal your armor class?
No.
Healing spells.
And one for Braxon.
Oh, thank you. So 2.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I think we're just going through person before. Once people have adjusted their amounts, I can throw some healing. I will throw one Cure Light Wounds on Braxon. See how this heals.
Do you have any good berries left over, Lafdul? I just need one hit point.
I think we used more.
You made
No,
new ones.
we made new ones.
Going
Yeah,
to
last session.
And also, Ockar, you will most likely get one by resting.
Yeah, but how long is it going to be until we rest?
I have 11, according to this.
Are we still traveling, or are we going to be resting soon? I need to know that.
You're going to be resting soon. It's near evening.
I have 2 Cure Light Wounds, and it seems that everyone's more or less full, and I will regenerate the rest because I was magically healed the fire damage.
Then I guess just hold on to the good berries for now for about the rest.
Does Aggie want the 2 Cure Light Wounds?
No.
Okay.
He'll mention that you don't know what condition the other groups are in. You might want to save those.
Yeah. I'm saving rest of my healing spells.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, if we're fighting a dragon, I have to take more healing spells.
Okay. So with that, you guys get underway, and...
Oh, Braxon wants to have a quick huddle with Aggie and Ockar and say, do you think it's worth retracing our steps a little bit and then trying to sneak off in another direction to get around this so that we don't leave a trail coming out of here leading to where we are?
Aggie says that it's up to you. If there are any predators around, they'd have an easy time following your trail, regardless of what you do. So,
I think they'd be interested in corpses.
Finn, is Finn a human?
No, he's still a cat right now.
He's not Finn the human right now. He's Finn the cat.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I suppose he can shake his head. Braxon will ask him if he thinks it's worth circling around or just carrying on. Whether we're leaving obvious tracks.
Well, we give the decision to him, and we
and
follow his lead.
And he's hoping he shakes his head, and he's hoping he doesn't lick his face.
I mean, so Aggie will point out that you've got a bunch of people who are not exactly skilled at stealthy travel through
That's true. All right.
overgrown
push on then.
terrain. So, like,
Okay.
you're leaving pretty obvious tracks for anyone who's skilled at following them.
Yeah, we'll just push on then.
Okay.
Yeah, you would need the magic to cover that.
All right. So you continue traveling on for a couple more hours until you're pretty close to the mountain ridge. At which point, Aggie says, "Let's look for a likely place to camp. If there's a spot
good.
on this map that you like, that you think would be a nice place to camp, go ahead and you can move your tokens there, and I'll move the rest."
Let's get a defensible position this time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a fairly defensible position if you weren't attacked by 40-foot-long lizards that could easily get up to up and down the ledges.
Yeah.
How about up here?
I still think the ledge area is good. I mean, if
I
they're
would
giant,
I would say this would be quite nice area.
where
Do you
is
see my
this?
ping?
Where we are.
No, I'm pinging on the south.
Hang on.
Yeah, we could sit up over there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You're
It has nice choke point and wide area.
making me use my zoom.
Okay. So, Aggie
Leva
says...
and
Go ahead.
Leva and Biomove follow us, or will stay there.
Give me a second, I'll move the wolf.
This way, Lever.
Just whistle.
Oh,
Lever's
Braxon.
got-
You can also zoom out.
I did. Now it's gone. Totally gone. I think Roll20 threw me out.
Can you do the point and drag thing, old?
All right, I'll move her token. Might want to
Oh.
get out and get
Thank
back
you.
in then. If
Yep.
Roll20 is giving you issues, that's probably a good idea. All right, so Aggie says, I should be able to find your friends and Cuddy and Inley. I'll leave you to set up the camp if you're okay with that, and I'll head out and look for them.
Yeah. Have we agreed a signal with Aggie for when he approaches?
Probably not. I mean, he'd be bringing other groups with him. Like, one of those groups is going to be pretty obvious since they all have armor.
Yeah.
I think Aggie will just greet us openly.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Any objections?
No. Are we going to camp
not-
here?
Objections per se. It's just wondering if we could give him some parting gifts or something.
I mean, Aggie is not going away.
He's just going to go get
Yes.
the other groups and bring them back here to this campsite.
Yeah.
How many hours does he think it would take?
He's not sure. The sun
Yeah.
is setting.
He's not completely sure where the rest of the groups are.
Well, if he can't find them, maybe Lever can use her spell to talk to them. Well, let's see if we can
he's
find
fairly
friends.
confident.
Yeah.
Because he'll say that Cuddy and Inley would have left signs for him.
Anyway, if Leva were to use sending, then that would only work if she went with Aggie.
What do you mean?
Well, if I was to if he can't find them and he's there, and Lever is to tell them that he can't find them, I would think that he doesn't want to come back and say I couldn't find them.
Well, no, he kind of has to come back because he is our guide. It's kind of like I didn't find him. Something must have happened. I need to report back.
Okay.
I mean, you can always send to Aggie. I think you travelled with him long enough now. You tell him how the spell works, though. So you'll have a few words to reply. Keep it really basic.
I figure after several days of traveling together, you guys are familiar enough.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely cast Ascending to him while he's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have sendings today or not? Did you? Sorry, I cannot remember.
Just a second, I need to...
I mean, it's not like she's telling us which spells she's taking every day.
Yeah, I know.
We did sort of agree that she would let people know about sending. I need to reopen everything, the character sheet, etc. Just a second.
Yeah, go ahead and take your time. Aggie heads off, since I didn't really hear any solid objections.
Not really.
Yeah, I think faster Aggie goes, find them, faster they can be guided here.
Sounds good. Let's Braxon talks to Ockar about setting up lines of observation.
Okay, 2 sendings. Because she forgot to change. It's more an accident.
Solas,
Happy accident.
Solas suggests to the group that we just don't prepare our own campsite, but if the 2 other groups are coming here, we should also preliminary prepare their sites.
Yeah, we can clear the ground and stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
Regarding your sendings, do you want to tell our ship to see if they're still at the same location?
Shall we wait for the other groups, Lever, before you send your spell? Well, just in case they...
Have I misunderstood this?
Whoa, hold on. Yeah.
So hang on. She's trying to answer.
Yeah.
I have 2 sendings, so whether I use one now and one later doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was just thinking the other groups might have some news, but yeah, if you want to do one now, it's up to you.
Lafdul, we are preparing campsites. Aggie went to look for the 2 other groups and guide them to us so we can regroup here. And it's evening.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we go to
we are going to be sleeping here.
Right, because I do have my spells, but I will not cast them until they're here.
Oh, is there anything we can do to make a sort of temporary fortifications or of some sort?
Rope and spikes wood.
I mean, you could definitely set up some real basic wooden barriers.
Yeah,
I have engineering for designing those.
Yeah,
I'm stuff.
I'm basically thinking of stuff like in between. If there's trees close to each other, we could try and weave a bit of wood in between them, so that it acts a bit like a fence. Just sort of shut down some of the lines of approach.
I mean, cutting some young wood, basically to make wooden stakes and putting them on the ground, basically as a palisade.
What, you know, the cross stakes? They look like an axe.
Well, the easiest thing would be some wooden barriers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could do some like angled spikes that creatures would have to slow down and navigate through if you wanted. That would take extra time.
Yeah.
You can prepare the wood.
I will prepare or try to design some kind of simple enough defenses that we could do while we make our campsite and wait for the other two groups.
Okay.
Right. Braxon will help Solas with that.
I'm going
Is
to.
it-
You will be doing the physical labor, I will do the brain work.
Wow.
Is Finnel still a cat, or is he now back in human form?
I would have changed back by now
Okay,
if we're setting up camp.
Leva is asking you to, as she doesn't know anything about druids, aren't you connected to nature enough that you could, for example, make a wall around us? Of let's say, hedges and stuff?
I don't know of any way to do that, no.
The plant growth spell you can. I've done it before. You've got that spell as well. But I don't think either of us have memorized it. I know I haven't.
Nope.
Got it on the scroll, but that's like emergency use.
Finn could do that if he saved up enough money for his church.
I think I would think that the wooden barricades as a preliminary defense would be enough.
Yeah, but
At
if Finn saves up lots of money to donate to his church, he'll have enough for a hedge fund.
Oh god,
that was really weak.
That was a long walk for that one.
Is it raining?
Let me see. It is.
Is it wet for me to climb?
It is. It is. I mean, it's always wet, but no, it's not raining right now. There are strong winds up in the canopy, though.
Can I attempt to carefully climb, taking my time using a grappling hook and rope?
Sure.
With my armor.
Sure.
Then I will be on lookout. I will not go up to the canopy, but I'll be like midway up a tree.
Oh, like 40, 50 feet kind of thing?
That's good.
Yeah, to look around. I'll be on watch.
Okay. Give me a climb walls.
I think it's better if I just roll D100 for a minute.
Yep.
Old.
Yep.
The places that I think we will be putting those wooden barricades are pretty much in here and in here.
All right. You can just draw some lines on the map then. That's fine. Yeah, so that's one reason why a lot of times when it's like rolled a check, I mean, if you get a 7 on D100, it's a pass. You don't need to double check whether your score is a 65 or a 75 or something like that. Same thing with a lot of proficiencies and stuff like that, You roll a 1 or 2, chances are you're passing that. So
honestly, I forgot to write how much a grappling hook helps by. So
it's probably only like 5.
But
anyway, so yeah, you get about 40 or 50 feet up in the trees, and keep an eye out. After about an hour and a half, there's still just a bit of light, like it's late twilight. And you see, you first hear a group coming out of the woods towards you, and it is the Star Knights. You can tell by the sound of their armor.
Clank, clank.
Yeah, Cuddy comes in first, leading them by a considerable amount. But you heard them before you saw him.
We'll go out and guide them through any sort of traps we made.
Right.
Well, just barricades, really.
Those mostly barricades just.
Yeah.
Well met.
Their leader, Garen, he is this one here. He greets you and says, it's good to see you. We understand you had some trouble and met a dragon.
Yeah.
Yes, we can talk about that once the other group comes here. I think it would be wise to prepare a defendable position, since I think this will be our base camp location for today and tomorrow.
Indeed, I agree. I was about to suggest that very thing. Probably best for us to get our tents and everything set up. Had you decided on a fire?
Lafdul will, I suppose, climb down the rope.
Okay.
And
Well, we're so close to where their base is, apparently.
Yeah.
It might not be a smart move to make a fire.
Yeah, stealth camping normally recommends not having a fire.
I've only got.
Well, you can make fire pretty not obvious with the fire pits and such.
We
But we're
do-
trying to hide the smoke.
We do have some things that create heat, so we might be able to do some cooking with boiling water. Is it cold, Ald?
No, it's warm. It might get kind of chilly at night, especially with the wind and the fact that everything is wet and rainy all the time here.
Yeah. Anyway, Braxton's going to give Gerin and the other Star Knights the sort of handshake you get when you're a trapeze artist, where you grab the person's wrist, which might confuse them.
What?
And put the arm around the back, like bring them in.
No, you don't grab their hand, you grab their wrist, and they grab your wrist.
Yeah, but, yeah, I knew what you meant, but there's normally an extension on that. That I understand anyway.
Are you doing that to Garen? Because he's the leader of the group.
Yeah, Gerin first, and then the others, and it's a thank you for thank you all for coming.
Actually, I should double check that. Hold on a second. That I might be mistaken on that. Yeah, no, I'm mistaken. It's Duran.
Duran.
That is this guy here. So
Clearly it's because he has the beard of a leader.
Oh, is that how it works?
Mm-hmm.
I detect some beard supremacy there.
Yeah, this
so
is clearly why women dwarves have beards.
He shakes your hand back the exact same way and says, "We'll tell you of what we saw after we get everything ready and after the Octave Arcane shows up."
Certainly.
Yes, it's good idea to
Did
change
we
intel.
did we work out where the local water was, Ald?
You did not. No one said anything about that.
It's something we can invest in now, since we're making a semi-permanent camp here.
Okay.
Solas will basically ask if any of the Star Knights have a fortifications experience.
Let's see.
Anyone? Well, I was going to say any of them. They follow the Red Knight, but no.
Just because they are knights doesn't mean they are fortifications. People that put up fortifications.
Not really. I mean, they can certainly put together barriers like what you're doing, but it's pretty basic stuff on their part.
Okay, so Solas will just basically start guiding them in how to and where to put fortifications.
Yeah, I mean they can definitely help out with the manual labor aspect.
Yeah, that's the only aspect Solas can do.
Okay.
He's got his pointy finger. He can point.
All right. So
Doesn't really count as manual labor.
After another hour or so, as you are continuing your work setting up the camp, I will also note that if someone has fire building, they might be able to make a fire that doesn't cause a whole lot of smoke. So, but that's up to you guys.
Didn't Leva have fire building?
Leva does. Oh, two of them do.
Leva does.
Mm-hmm.
Ben also has an idea to help obscure some of the smoke, but he wants the rest of the group to get here first.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
that's a good idea.
I can create a fog.
Fair enough.
How long's it last?
Yep.
Is this bit down here? Is this sort of downhill and a gap? People have
Yeah,
to jump up.
that's about 10 feet down.
Okay. Braxton's gonna see with the others whether it would be possible to put some stuff down there where if people try and hop up the wall, they might slide over or slip over and just be delayed a little bit.
I mean, anyone of your size that tries to get up there they'd have to actually climb, because that's about 10 feet.
Yeah.
Same thing with the ridge on your on the left side of the map. That's about 10 feet as well.
Mhm.
Can put some rope rappels over if you really want.
Well, I'm not thinking of us. I'm not thinking of us going up. I'm thinking that if anyone tries to come up, we can have some way to knock them back a bit.
We can put some wooden barricades on the edges and on the right side and on the left side where they would come from up. We can just put spiky stakes on the ground.
Mm.
That should discourage most of anyone trying to climb down.
Yeah,
got
well, it won't stop
fair-
them attacking us, but it'll sort of funnel them into coming from one direction.
I do have like 30 caltrops on me. I could get like 3 squares of caltrops.
You'd probably lose them in the... I mean, like... Keep in mind that it is not exactly rock-solid terrain down there, solid earth. Like, it's
no,
kind
I
of soft,
didn't mean
so...
down there. I mean like in front of the barricade. I mean, I might lose some. Would I lose more than 10?
I would suggest... I would say just hold on to them until you need them, rather than do a preemptive thing.
Yeah, caltrops are nice in that you can always just throw them in front of people because they will always stay with pointy side up.
Or throw them behind you if you need to run from something.
Yeah, that's true.
Can you run at full speed and throw them behind you?
I mean, it's basically just dropping them behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would let you do that because it's not a
complex action.
Yeah.
It's basically just opening a pouch and emptying it while you run.
Well, yes, say that. I don't know if Lafdul was smart enough to put them in a pouch because he keeps them inside his bag.
All right. After about another hour, Aggie and Inley lead in the Octave Arcane, and they. I guess they will be setting up down here in the midst of you.
Yeah, we can try and make it a slightly bigger area if we need more space.
That's gonna be fine.
Solas greets them when they come.
Priasant, they're the captain of the Octave Arcane. Thanks you for the greeting and says, upon seeing that the Star Knights are also here. Good. It looks like everyone has made it. We had quite the interesting experience.
Oh yeah, we did as well.
A couple of us are a little injured. If any of you have some healing magic available.
I do have a healing magic, so just.
What kind of just physical damage?
Yeah, basically, if you guys use up all of the rest of your healing spells, they'll be good enough.
Yeah.
What about the potions?
No, they'll waive off potions. They don't feel that's necessary. They would say save that for emergency use.
Okay. Yeah, potions are best saved for emergency.
I'm talking about the temporary ones that we all carry around.
I mean, unless some of them are about to expire, I'd still say.
No, I refreshed them all.
Okay.
So they're more or less full durations. I got to your Finska one. I don't know how many Solas got.
I had a multiple cure spell still
I wasn't keeping track of their exact hit points. It's just that one thing that you will notice about them is that they do not have a priest in their group.
Oh.
So
they don't.
They've been making do with natural healing.
Right.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
God.
Solas will treat them as well as he can.
But
Yeah,
they're
Lafdul will-
also a much stealthier group than you guys, or by a long margin, the Star Knights. So
Finn will
I
contribute
would,
his one healing spell as well.
I would guess that we are the middle one on the stealth aspect.
We got a hodgepodge.
probably, but I would say you're still closer to the Star
I mean,
Knights.
sure, but we only have few people in full armor, while Star Knights have all of them.
Right. But
So-
the Octave Arcane doesn't have any. You're still
Yeah.
closer to the Star Knights than
If
the
none of them wearing
Octave
like
Arcane.
metal, and they're really
Oh, some of
quiet,
them are
can,
wearing metal. But
elf.
yeah, the elf, but he's wearing he's got elven mail.
Eh,
Right.
Clara is
Yeah.
asking the groups whether they have anything to say to whether they want to pass any messages on to their ships.
Well, they
Relay
suggest
via-
their leaders basically suggest kind of conferencing with you guys first before you send any messages.
Okay,
Yeah,
sounds good.
that's so good.
They've actually gotten they've been here a little bit for a little while already. For like they've been here for in the area for at least half a day.
Ah, right. That's good. We can see if
Um,
they've observed anything.
So what they have observed so far is that, and you'll be able to see this tomorrow easily. They've been up to the top of the ridge, but not down the other side. And what they've seen down there is that on the other side of this mountain ridge is a valley
Right.
with more mountains beyond it. And the nature of the valley has really collected a lot of water and turned the bottom of the valley into a swamp. They have not seen any
Right.
buildings, outposts, camps, anything like that. But they also haven't been down there, and the trees are really tall.
Mm-hmm. Basically, Canopy is quite well hiding if there is any buildings.
Did it look like there might be a lake down there for a ship to land in?
They will say that the swamp is deep enough, and like the water of the swamp is deep enough, and that there is some there are some breaks in the trees, large enough that some ships could land in the water there. They, without going down there and getting a closer look, they couldn't say for sure what sorts and stuff like that. But that's what they've seen so far.
It's the
Yeah.
eel ship, probably.
And the area is
we
completely surrounded by mountains.
we ran into some giants that were fairly close by. Has anyone else run into anyone living in the area?
They did see some dwarves the other day. One of the groups did. I think that probably would have been. I think I mentioned this, but I can't remember. I think that was the Star Knights who did.
Right.
And one of the two groups, some days back, encountered some goblinoids that they fought off.
Yeah.
Both of
Oh.
these groups being natives, not.
Yeah.
We were told that. Lafdul.
Yeah.
One
What
of the things they told us for the sending.
what I'm mostly thinking of is when we're trying to work out how to approach the area, we don't want to accidentally end up in a fight with people that have nothing to do with this. And I'd also be interested to see if they've got any allies other than this dragon that they've apparently got with them.
Well, your giants will tell you that if there is indeed an old and powerful dragon living there, that will probably keep a lot of the other creatures away, other than just animals and monsters. It'll keep a lot of the intelligent creatures away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you usually don't really want to live in the area of the dragon that is very likely to eat you.
Braxon nods at the giant and says, "That's good. We don't want to have innocent people injured.
And since you mentioned dragon, Solas will start talking about our encounter with the dragon.
So you're going to fully inform them of the encounter with the green dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you're keeping back? Anything that you want to specifically mention? Make sure that they're aware of, that sort of thing?
I will mention about the details of the deal.
Yeah, we had this. Well, the dragon wants half of it.
Half of the hoard, not the pirate's treasure.
Well, it might think the pirate's treasure is a hoard.
It's gonna think everything's a hoard.
Yeah, but it specified the dragon's hoard. Since it's not participating in a fight against the pirates.
Right, okay.
It only participates in fight against the dragon.
Yeah.
Okay. They nod along. The Star Knights look a little bit not angry or by any means, but
yeah.
They definitely seem like the impression that you get is that they would have preferred not to be in this position, but at the same time they're perfectly understanding.
So Solas sympathetically nods to their position, basically, that he would have rather wanted to avoid this as well.
Braxon's going to go to Cuddy and Inley, and he's going to say to them, I know your people don't get on well with the dragons, and we've asked Aggie to respect this deal. If that dragon looks like it's going to break its deal, we will, of course, go all out and attack it. But I would appreciate your restraint very much if you can.
Inley and Cuddy nod and say, we would probably not have made the deal if in your case, but we certainly understand, especially given your small stature and lack of experience fighting such beasts. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. We will respect it.
For us,
if the dragon does.
Yes, if the dragon does. For us, it was a matter of not wanting to fight two dragons if we didn't need to.
The downside to obviously the dragon breaking its word is that we will lose our ability to find our items easily.
Yes.
That we told.
We'll cross that bridge if we come to it. I will hope that this creature has some sort of honor, and he's going to say that loud enough for the Star Knights to hear.
I mean, yeah.
So, with that, the Priasant and Dran Mordanus ask you to share once again what you learned about the dragon that's working with Red Njord.
It's an old black dragon, and apparently pretty powerful. At least the green dragon we encountered was not willing to fight it, challenge it on her own.
Its name is Costax Galore. I don't know if any of you have heard of that name. Braxon will turn to the giants. Have any of you heard of Costax Galore?
We don't typically keep track of the dragon names.
Understandable, since you don't really deal with them except to fight them.
Sometimes if we know we can't defeat one, that might be a time when we'd learn it, but this is outside of our territories.
Well, perhaps sometime soon your people will be singing songs of 3 brave warriors that helped us defeat Costex Galore.
We can hope.
Solas asks both of the groups if they have any spells that they would say that would help against Dragon Breath, especially Black Dragon Breath.
They're not really sure. If you have some suggestions, they will take that, but they're... neither of these groups has faced a dragon before in battle. The Star Knights have some tales of fighting dragons, especially from the War of the Lance, but those are stories as opposed to tactical information kind of thing.
I do have one spell that might be able to help. I'm not certain if it's helpful against the acid breath, but if it is, it would protect the casters.
Well, anyone stand behind it, but you can't shoot for it.
Yeah,
So
anyone standing behind it, but arrows and bolts will just be knocked off by the wind wall, and any heavier missile like slingstone would be derailed a bit.
Be hard to aim.
But it would possibly protect all the casters that stand behind it.
I mean, the only thing I've got that really helps is the ability to dampen the acid itself if you were to be hit.
Old question.
Yeah.
Would Airsphere work against the acid breath? Or any breath weapon?
Does it say anything specific about...
Windwall does.
Yeah, Windwall specifically does.
Yeah.
I'd have to look up the spell. What spell were you talking about, or what magic were you talking about, Lafdul?
Oh, the resist acid incursion. It's a priest spell. Cindy spells and magic. Second level.
That definitely sounds like something that some of the Star Knights might take, then.
And it's in the protection sphere.
What spell?
Resist acids and corrosions.
Oh yeah, that.
A spell that I want you to take, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's clerical spell, so I can take it also.
You're going to be using the oil on yourself, correct?
Most likely, yes.
So if I take 3, and I will cast one on myself, one on Leva, and one on Finn. If you can cover Ockar, Braxon, maybe Behemoth, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
No, Airsphere is not going to do anything against an acid breath.
If you've got any spells that raise up walls, you can use the wall to cover. I mean, it's a fault.
I wonder how one of the illusion spells would work. If you all believed in it.
I mean, it's not impossible to fool dragon with illusions.
Well, I know that the spell that I plan to take is going to be protection from chaos for the next day, because I feel like that's probably going to be the most useful.
All right.
Funny enough, out of curiosity, would that actually help him against my chaos spell? Because it literally is chaos.
I think it would give him a saving throw bonus because it's being cast by a chaotic spellcaster.
Yes.
All right. That might help you if it affects you. I mean, you're a warrior anyway, so you get a saving throw.
But Leva is chaotic too.
Right. So one thing to keep in mind about illusions is that even if people believe in them, they're never physical. So creating an illusion of a wall, people might believe that they've been protected from a breath weapon, but they're not actually protected.
You want to have a spell that actually creates a wall.
Tricking them into not causing an action.
I mean, yeah, you could.
Because they believe the wall is there.
Right, you could trick them into doing something or not doing something based on the illusion being there. But that, like, so that is something to consider. It would, it's the kind of thing that it would alter it may alter what the dragon does as opposed to actually protecting you.
Although, in all honesty, wouldn't really do much against a dragon once it takes flight. You just fly over or angle its breath over the wall.
No, but Lever was thinking of a wall of fire more than anything else. Create the wall of fire in front of it.
How easy would it be for dragon to fly in this rainforest under the canopy?
The dragons here, the giants will tell you that the dragons here are most definitely used to flying through these jungles. That doesn't necessarily mean that they would be incredibly maneuverable and they'd be able to do everything that they'd be able to do in an open plain on another world, but they can definitely do at least some sort of flying through these trees.
Okay.
Like, the trees aren't so close together that they block that, but it does, and dragons, despite their size, they're very maneuverable.
How are they with fire?
Just don't cast it on a red dragon.
No, we're talking about the 2 dragons that we have here, not theoretical stuff.
Well, no, that's the only one that's really resistant to it.
They do have if they are old enough, they have magic resistance, but that's it.
Yeah.
A fire should still be should be mostly effective on anything that's not a red dragon, as long as they're not magic resistant.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about, Leva is sort of thinking about illusions more than anything, and she's saying that even, let's say, Higimus always got burned by the illusions that she cast.
I would.
So if there was a big firewall in front of the dragon, would it really want to walk through it?
I don't think the illusion will work on the dragon, considering it could see Finnel for what he truly was, and he saw us when we were invisible. I don't think illusions would work.
I think you might want to.
Yeah, but then it concentrated. Whereas here, it's just. Fire is different to checking with their people with invisibility.
Let me put it this way. None of you are sure one way or the other. They're making some points. Hold on. They're making some points that you may want to consider. Whether those points are, whether those points convince you or not, that's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might want to focus on being able to make real fire.
No,
that might be more of a deterrent than illusionary
It
fire.
It has merit,
illusions.
But it's more useful against the actual people than the dragon.
Yeah, it would be more useful against the pirates themselves than the dragon.
I think the bottom line is that anything we try against the dragon, it's a powerful creature. It may have picked up some immunities to certain things. We're not going to know till we fight it. So an illusion might totally take it in, and it might figure out the illusion after 5 rounds, after a few minutes. But that might be enough to do a counterattack, and we might cast spells that would work on it, and it's got immunity. So you're not going to know until you cast a spell.
Does anyone?
That's your skill.
Does anyone know if dragons can breathe multiple times in a combat?
Yes.
Does anyone have
the knights will absolutely tell you that.
Is it quick?
They know for sure from stories from the War of the Lance that dragons can breathe multiple times. They cannot give you any more details than that. They suspect that they cannot do it immediately after. Like, they can't just, breathe to the right and then immediately, turn their head and breathe to the left, kind of thing. They'll tell you that they've never heard of a dragon doing that.
It would be a bit too cheaty if dragons could just spam their breath weapons.
Wow, dragons always cheat anyway.
If you're talking about spells to use against a dragon, do you have anything that interferes with the opening of a mouth, or that makes bubbles come out of mouths, or anything like that.
What you mean, Lava and her weird magic?
Yeah, she's got some really weird magic, but the rest of you might have some weird magic as well. If any of you have a spell that gives people hiccups, for example, that would be useful against a wizard that has to say words to cast spells, or anything like that. You might have spells like that.
I've only got spells that prevent conversation. Well, I can interrupt a conversation, but not against magical spells.
What? Well, would your spell that interrupts conversation stop a dragon from being able to breathe?
No. Specifically, conversations, they just simply can't understand each other.
Ah, I see.
Which can be quite useful in a chaotic situation, i.e. if they're blinded or if they got magic that melees their mind. Then they start hitting each other, can't communicate with each other. They no longer know if they're friend or foe.
Okay, then. Does anyone have... any of you magic people have a spell that could stick over the front of a creature's head?
What?
Like what? A plastic bag, so to cut off its sorry, not plastic, a bag, so it can cut off
a sack.
Yes, to cut off its hair.
I mean, there are spells that do that.
Yeah, we don't know about plastic, so just a bag.
Yeah, some sort of alchemy substance. Yeah, maybe if you could make a sack appear over its head, or make
an illusion, yes.
Well,
make it believe that all of a sudden it's blind. How about that?
We're not planning on attacking tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're scouting. The day after.
Yeah, we are still a scouting phase.
Could your illusion make the dragon think that its teeth have stuck together with glue?
I don't know. Old?
Probably could.
That's up to you, really. I mean, you can create a whole bunch of illusion stuff.
Actually, can you do illusion?
But just a dumb question. Creating an illusion that its teeth are stuck together, that would sort of produce an illusion that it isn't aware of until it tries to open its mouth. In some ways, that doesn't compute in my head. If I make something outside, like a fire or something like that, you see it, you feel it, you even smell it at certain spells. But what about this here? I mean, that will be just there.
Well,
if you can't wrap your head around it, then you can't do it. That's perfectly fine. If that doesn't make sense to you, then no, you can't do it.
Okay, it doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
But you can also take that idea and go in another direction with it.
You can blind the dragon, and the dragon can't accurately breathe its breath on us.
Yeah, if the blindness works. It's worth a try.
Well, depends on what else is going on, but it's worth keeping in mind or considering. Put it that way.
Well, how about a muscle around its mouth, around its head? Hey, why not?
I mean, that's an object. Yeah, you can create most any object. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Oh, they have those things they put on animals. What do they call them?
Muzzles.
A muzzle.
Yeah, you just said that.
Sorry, I thought you said a muscle.
I'm not talking about muscles that you take out the air, the water. You see.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about giant claim as well.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Leva. I understood what you meant.
I'm
Thank
thinking
you.
he's invited
Thank
into a posh restaurant.
I also understood what Leva meant.
Yeah. All right. I'll ask my guide dog to turn the volume up on my headphones.
All right. Well, the Star Knights. Duran will tell you that 2 of them can take that resist acid and corrosion, and that basically just halves damage. Correct? Half damage.
Save, it's a quarter.
Right, but it's half damage. Half whatever is listed. Yeah. All right.
It also gives +3 bonus on saving throws.
Does that just protect one person?
Yeah, per casting. That's why I'm taking 3 and Thomas taking a couple.
All right.
Because we need to protect them as well.
Although, well, yeah. I've only got so many spell slots. There's way too many of us.
It's some people will have to do without, since its duration is not that long, and
once we start casting it,
it would be best if it could be cast before the combat, since it will take rounds of combat to cast it. And
I don't think we can. I think it will have to be cast in combat. Yeah, we'd have to be cast on Ockar and Braxon first while they run in, and then start on us back.
And its duration is for me is just 7 rounds, so
1 round per level.
Yeah, mine's the same.
Okay.
How many people? I had to give up my bow. How many people have we got that can do long distance combat?
Lafdul holds up his hand.
Well,
although that's not going to help with the.
There's the other 2 teams as well. Well, what I'm thinking is we might have to have some of us go up close to the dragon if we take on the dragon, and then we can have people that attack it.
I thought the plan was for our dragon to fight their dragon while we focus on the humans.
We don't know when our dragon's going to help.
Also, if possible, we don't want to fight we don't want to fight the dragon and the pirates at the same time.
That too.
Yeah.
If she's a weaker.
If we have to fight both the dragon and the pirates, that seems like certain death to me.
Yeah, we want to, if possible, fight the dragon first and then the pirates.
Or the other way around, whichever way it works out.
The green dragon isn't going to take on the black dragon alone. She knows she's weaker than him. We would have to at least help in some regard.
So one thing that I would mention is that it would not be unreasonable to guess that if you fight the pirates without having taken care of the dragon first, the dragon will probably help the pirates, because the pirates is that's that's his cash cow.
Yeah. So okay, in that case, were we told where the dragon's lair is?
No, you'll need to scout.
And
thankfully, we have now a full party of stealthy people.
Yeah.
So, real fast, the Star Knights, as knights, have relatively little in the way of long-range combat capability.
Right.
They don't typically use them, but they can pull out some crossbows, some light crossbows.
Okay.
Duran will tell you that none of them have any magical ranged weapons, however.
Also, I think it would be best to fight the dragon, for our fighters to fight the dragon actually close combat, since we don't want to be bunched up or behind each other for the breath weapon. We want it to be basically that it can only attack one person with the breath weapon if it uses it.
Yeah, so we go to line abreast formation.
From the Octave Arcane, Priasant will basically describe their ranged capabilities. Priasant uses a hand crossbow. Aelia and Pelennor have short bows. Theoskene has Wheelock pistols, and Chandrasakar and Galona basically have nothing.
Is any one of them full arcane caster, or are they multiclassed or something like that?
No, best you got is Aelia as a bard.
Okay. So me and Leva will be the only ones that will bring arcane firepower.
No, I mean, Aelia is a bard.
Well, yeah,
but she also doesn't have a whole lot of... like, her spells don't really do a lot of direct damage, so...
She'll probably be singing.
And she's a bard.
Can she learn third level spells?
She can. Do you have a suggestion?
I would, if she is willing to take it, I would teach her a wind wall.
Yeah, she'll do that.
Yeah, I will teach her a wind wall.
Okay.
And basically suggest that she would cast wind wall in order to create a safe area, possibly safe area for the breath weapons.
Now Ord has to roll to see whether she can learn it.
Yeah, well, that's...
If she fails, we got to wait 1 experience level.
Considering most of them are all ranged.
God.
Does she have fireball?
She does
Or
not.
is she priest? Huh, she could learn fireball.
She doesn't have that much space in her book, and she's not keen on those direct damage spells. She prefers...
Legions, charms, magics.
Yeah, the non, things that are more, a little bit more,
creative.
Yeah.
If she wants, I will also teach her a monster summoning one.
No, she doesn't have enough third level slots.
Okay.
She got 1.
If you have any protection spells that like Wind Wall,
Haste.
then she'd be interested in that, but not third level.
Haste?
Is she interested in haste and slow?
She can't take anything else for third level.
Oh.
If you have any second level things, then she might be... Well, no, you can really only do 1 spell per day, so that's fine. She got that one. Wind Wall will be fine.
Haste to be really good on all the knights and the giants.
Yeah, well, there's even Leva has only a certain number of spell slots she can use per day.
Not that I want to encourage Leva, but how many people does haste affect, or is it an area?
It's an area. A number of people per area. Oh, you just want to avoid being caught by it, right?
It's one creature per level, so Leva can
right
at her best
5 to 15.
affect 5 to 15. So I think Leva can handle the hasting quite easily.
But they have to be in a 40 feet cube.
So it'll be the start of combat.
Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you're all spread out around in a big area, then 15 creatures doesn't matter if there are only 2 in the area.
Maybe the Star Knights won't mind being aged a year.
Yeah, well,
No, that with you seldom as you want to be hasted.
I think any one of us will be glad to be aged 1 year instead of dying to Black Dragon.
I don't know about Braxon.
Braxon is too vain for that, you see.
Well, yeah, he is pretty vain.
So here's another question for you guys. Do any of your other ideas do you need to get more terrain information before you come up with other ideas on what you do?
Yeah, we need to scout.
Okay.
Yeah, terrain information would be quite useful.
This is the last time I'm taking my camping spells. Well, I mean, I'm casting them. I'm not taking any more camping spells after this.
So
I think we'll be fine without them.
Leva, you wanted to cast Sending?
Yes.
What information did you want to send?
Well, the 2 groups haven't yet told me whether they want the base to know anything in particular.
Well, since it's your spell, and like iron out what you feel is necessary to get to your ship first, and then if there's space left over, then we can consider what they can get in. How about that?
Yeah. Maybe.
Yes.
Because you could always cast. You have 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you could
Today
always
I
cast
have
a second. You could always cast a second one if you need to send them more information. But also, if
That's
there's any information that you want to get from them, from your ship, that's worth it too.
Yeah.
So-
Liver.
Mhm.
Well, one thing I would say that might cover a lot of the bases is that we've met with both groups and no one's been killed.
Yes.
There's no casualties. Would
Met-
cover, you know.
Met both groups, everybody alive. We'll go scouting tomorrow. So far, everything looks good. Is there anything else that's what Leva proposes? Anything people want to add?
We already.
You could add.
Go on.
Or you go first.
Well, I was going to say you already sent up the names of the dragon. We've got a rough idea from Octave Arcane on the valley, and that there's a swamp there.
Yeah, but the ship doesn't need to know that.
We might be asking them to come down, so
I don't think we will be asking them to land.
we
They
probably
need to
won't. But
prevent-
it's one of our contingencies
All right, Alt.
that we would be asking them to come down.
Lafdul's got a
could
suggestion too.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that.
No, he typed it in chat.
Yeah, okay. Didn't see that.
Oh yes. That's very very important. Yeah, we want someone on our ship to check the magical tracker.
How do you compress that? Can you verify that?
Check.
Check tracker.
Check tracker.
Yeah,
tracker.
alright, that works.
Tracker.
For the second sending, since I doubt we will get everything in one.
Well,
Solas will-
let's wait.
Super.
Let's wait on that. Right now, you're letting them know that everyone's back together and there's no casualties.
Still,
Check tracker. Give them some information about the valley.
yes.
so-
Can they decide themselves whether they can land somewhere?
Yeah, they can decide that themselves.
All right, so we can point them towards the valley. Check out valley for potential landing.
Well, so that would require them coming down, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. No, that's not what Leva wanted to say.
Right.
Solas will suggest adding in the second sending if it's getting too full the first one, that be ready for if we in the next few days if we send the attack command.
What
I mean-
attack command?
They're already ready
if-
for that.
Yeah, but
We won't have sendings. That one will be done by somebody else. She
Oh.
will not preserve one sending during combat.
Hang on. The one thing we was talking about is the 3 ships would blockade Njord
Wow.
from coming down or leaving.
Yeah, you've got 5 plans that you've already informed them of.
So maybe we want to tell them to begin the blockade.
Well, no.
No?
If they block now and we go scouting and they have a problem, what's going to happen?
Well, they don't
also
fight.
it
They
doesn't
should-
take
They
It
should
doesn't
start
take-
I'm sorry.
it doesn't take that long for them to move into position from the North Pole.
Yeah, but it takes 10 minutes for Lever to send them a message, so we can't do it in the middle of a fight.
Well, so
I'm not saying we need to do
yeah,
it now.
yeah, but
You
also
have a
keep
point.
in mind that almost anything that they do, like if there is a come down and join the fight, you're still looking at 80 minutes before they can get down there, even if they're right up above you.
Yeah.
So there's nothing instantaneous about this. Ascending is not actually going to add that much time. If you can't do it in the middle of a combat, correct, but they can't help you in the middle of a combat either.
Yeah.
Because it'll take them 80 minutes. Like, even if they're up in orbit, geostationary orbit above where you are, it will take them 80 minutes to get down to you, like if you asked for physical support.
As Lafdul is mentioning in the message, it's much easier, much better to use teleport for stuff like that in combat, if necessary. I mean, if nothing else, she can. If somebody is really badly hurt, she can just teleport them out.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is that like ascending is still a good spell to have. At least one is still a good spell to have reserved. Not for a combat situation, but like if you're going to attack and you want them to do something like bring down your sailors to help out, or blockade, or one of your other plans, then the point is you cast Ascending, you wait however long, like 80 minutes, and then you do your attack, because then they'll be in position or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what
Or
I'm
if
getting
we
at.
see them
But
flying
that's
out
not
the atmosphere.
I'm sorry. I over-talked on you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you said.
If they were retreating and obviously they were starting to fly up, it still takes some time. You could send before they reach the atmosphere or space.
Yeah, it'll take the pirates 80 minutes to get off the planet
Yeah.
too, and this is in under the best condition of the planet. If the winds are even stronger than normal, it can take even longer to get up and down. So.
But that's before the combat if we see that we need them.
Wow.
That's not now telling them 2 days before we actually want to get into combat to start blocking.
True. I'm just saying. I'm making the point that I do think that you'll want to have a sending reserved. So. Okay, so yeah, with that first sending, then you can definitely. I do think that up until what Solas was saying is what you can inform them. You give a basic rundown of the location and notes on the valley. Then you ask for them to check the magic tracker. Was there anything else that you specifically want a response from them about besides the tracker?
Activity ?
Just if they've had any problems.
Okay.
Yeah, and if they saw something unusual, anything unusual.
I think if we say report, they'll tell us the most pertinent points they think of relevant.
They have not seen anything unusual. They haven't had anything of note happen. And keep in mind that around the North Pole, like the point of that is to not be seen by Red Njord and his crew. But that also means that they can't see Red Njord and his crew taking off and landing. So they don't have anything to report. They do inform you that the tracker is still indicating a point on the surface.
Yay!
Sounds good.
So, we haven't wasted all of our time on a wild dragon chase. Could we maybe make a sort of representative model of the valley by drawing on the floor or something?
Yeah, Priasant and Duran can basically do a thing with that, but with the notable element that they haven't actually been down there. They've just done some scouting.
But
basically look down on the valley from the ridge.
Yeah. I just mean we can all be sure that we've got the rough shape of the valley in our heads.
Yeah. So, basically, it's a fairly narrow valley, kind of long. Like, it's a lot longer than it is wide. It's they kind of give you the impression that it's almost V-shaped with a bit of a flat bottom, and that's where the swamp is. There's the tree cover definitely breaks off down there. There's definitely some open water down there. And there's a number, like, the mountains are all around. Some of those, especially at the head part, there's a great big waterfall, and also a lot of very steep cliffs there. And there's a very tiny, narrow outlet at the other end where the water actually drains out.
Do we know if black dragons can go underwater? Because that might be a good hiding spot.
The giants will tell you that absolutely black dragons love swamps.
Right. No, I'm just thinking the waterfall. There might be a cave underneath the waterfall or something.
I mean, they couldn't say unless you do some scouting. But they would say that if the dragon is there at that waterfall and you get close to the waterfall and start scouting, it will probably know that you're around.
Yeah.
They will tell you that it is virtually impossible to sneak up on a dragon.
Yeah, we don't really want to sneak up on the dragon. We want to try to have a good guess at where it is so that we don't go near it unless we intended to fight it.
Your wizard eye would be good for that. Wow, unless it can see the wizard eye.
It might do. Have any of the rest
doesn't have that long of a distance.
Hang on. Have any of the rest of us been able to see the wizard eye?
Wait, do dragons count as animals?
No.
No.
They are their own category.
So we can't use locate plant and animals to find it.
No.
Right.
I think you'd probably need like a piece of it or something like that anyway, or something like that.
I think our other objective with scouting would be to work out if we can work out where the pirates might be locating their lair, and if they go anywhere for water or other supplies.
Leva has locate creature. Wouldn't that locate the dragon?
Could you locate a minotaur?
I don't know. Could I?
Locate creature. I mean, unless locate creature specifically says that there's certain types of things that you can't. And I mean, animals are creatures, monsters are creatures, people are creatures.
Braxon will ask Aggie and the other giants if they have minotaurs living on the world.
This world?
Yeah.
Not as far as I know.
Right. So he spins back to Lever and says, maybe minotaurs are the only non-native creature. Maybe your spell would locate that group.
I think that spell locates a specific individual, and I think you need to have some knowledge.
It can be.
It can locate a general.
Hold on. Let her answer, please.
This spell can locate the general species of creature, a horse or a number hog, for instance, or can be used to find a specific individual. The wizard must have physically seen the individual or the type of creature at least once from a distance of no more than 10 yards. So, I guess that sort of rules the dragon out.
Yeah.
No. You could use it to locate the green dragon, so we know where it is.
How far away were we?
Here's the problem. Here's a big problem. Area of effect is 50 yards per level.
Okay.
That, like,
that'd be at least a few football fields.
Yeah, but I mean that's 500 yards. That's only 1,500 feet. That's roughly the equivalent of 500 meters for.
Who is that elf running around trying to find things then?
I believe you've been within 10 yards of a minotaur, but you're still looking at. You need to be pretty close. It's not the kind of thing that you could stand on like the edge of the valley and cast that, and you'd know.
It's mostly for finding hidden creatures.
That sounds like you're. That sounds like you're kind of underestimating it, because that still sounds like a decently big area.
This valley is miles long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure that Leva has any of the material components. A bit of bloodhound's fur. She never bought that.
Yeah, if you don't have that, like that would not be covered by. That might not cost much, but that wouldn't be covered by just the.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Fair enough. I thought it might have been useful if they were running away from us.
You need right. Well, yeah, and that would.
We didn't know whether they went left or right down a tunnel.
And absolutely, that would work for that. What you need, like this is a spell that is like you need a spell that has miles of range. To if you're looking for something that's gonna help you out here.
Braxon says, "Okay, maybe when we've had a rest, we might want to set up watches on the edge of the hill." And he turns to the Octave Arcane people. So what do? Crawl up to the edge of the ridge and lean over?
No, the ridge is completely covered in trees. They had some people climb a tree.
Oh, right. Okay. So maybe we want to set up a watch in the tree and swap people over and bring them back here and supply them with food and stuff.
Like overnight?
Maybe not overnight because it'd be dark. We'd be less likely to get any useful information. But it might be. I don't know whether it'd be worth going up there before dawn. He's going to turn to Finn. You're good at not getting seen in the open. What would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah, for spying on people. Would you go
Well,
to?
if it's in the dark, I'd probably just turn myself into an owl.
Interesting idea.
Owls are silent.
Yeah, you do need to rest and get your spells, but that is a very interesting idea.
Well, let me put it this way: Are you thinking about doing something tonight?
I'm still formulating my opinion, but I'm thinking
Okay,
that...
well, you guys are going to need to decide soon what you're going to do tonight.
Yes,
otherwise,
I know,
you're just resting.
I know. I'm formulating the idea to see whether anyone else thinks it's worth us having a watch up there, or we start in the morning.
The giants would say.
Yeah,
the giants would say that at night, you might be able to see something big, but it would have to be above the trees, essentially. Like you might be able to see a dragon flying in and out of a part of the valley, or you might see one of the ships. Otherwise, you're really not going to get a whole lot, especially at night.
Okay. Well, what we'll do then, I suppose, if we start off tomorrow with daytime scouting, and if we find we can't turn anything up, and it looks like we'll have a watch on tonight. So if it turns out we hear suspicious noises at night, but it's suspiciously quiet in the day, and it seems like they're being nocturnal, we might switch to doing night observation. But we'll assume that day observation will work for now.
Okay.
Ah, yes. They don't think anyone knows about them, so they won't take the precaution of operating at night. They will work during the day because it's easier to work during the day. If they thought that we knew about them, they might be suspicious and operate at night, but I think they will operate in the day. Yeah, well.
Before we rest, Solas inquires what is the water situation for the group, for all three groups. Basically, I'm willing to create water if someone is running low on drinking water.
I think the waterfall in the valley is clean water. They'll tell you that they haven't been to it, but the giants could tell from a distance, because it was coming off the top of the mountains. There's a stream about 150 yards from where you've camped here.
Right.
Okay, so no worries then.
Yeah, so it's easy enough to fill up any canteens, and both of the other groups have taken opportunities this day to fill up all their water supplies.
Right.
All right. Anything else, or are you guys resting?
I suppose we'll rest and do shifts.
I will do my 2 camp spells, and I will inform them of the perimeter of how effective my circle of privacy is. So if I stand in the middle and I cast it around here, it's like 50 yards out.
Okay. 50 feet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I
Which
think you have
is
to trace the border, right?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. So okay, so that you can get everyone within that, and each of the other groups will have one person on watch as well. Like they're assuming you'll have one person on watch, and they'll have one person on watch. So essentially, you'll always have like 3 people on watch, plus a giant on watch.
That works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we'll cast anti-vermin barrier too.
All right. Then the night is uneventful.
Oh, okay.
That's always a good thing.
And the next morning, you guys can take time to memorize some spells. Neither the Star Knights nor the Octave Arcane need a whole lot of time for that.
Mm-hmm.
How much time are you guys
a few
gonna
hours for me.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
it's
Finn's
a
gonna need
bit
some
under
time
3.
too.
All right.
Levo,
Then
you
they'll take time, just getting ready, and you notice that of the Octave Arcane, the halfling Pelennor seems to slip out early on, and if you ask about that, Priasant will just tell you that he's doing some scouting around.
Right.
Okay. Once you guys have made some spell changes, anything that you want to do to kick off the day?
I will not be casting lightning, so everyone will not be benefiting from that anymore.
Okay.
I think we can leave some of our stuff in the camp.
Camping supplies we left here. So
I think some of us will be here basically until we decide the attack plan.
Are we going to use this as a type of a base camp?
Yeah, I'd say.
Even for the attack, because then Leva will spend some time familiarizing herself thoroughly with the area. So she could, if necessary, teleport here.
I think we will be using this as a base camp until we find out where exactly the dragon's area is and the pirates' base is. So after that, we can decide if we want to move.
Okay.
Yeah, we might have. I think we might have a forward command post on the other side of the ridge. If we...
Since, yeah,
Le-
but
Le-
this
Le-
is
Sorry.
This is a good place to eat, isn't it?
yeah, this is pretty decent in defendable position for our 3 groups.
Leva will definitely cast Strength and Cat's Grace on Ockar.
Thank you.
So in
D8
that
and
case,
D6?
real fast. In that case, Aggie will say, if you're going to be maintaining this as a campsite, he suggests having Cuddy stay here at all times to protect it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So D8 and D6?
Hold on, let me roll for Wild Surges. level variation.
Wouldn't it be fun if Ockar lost his armor? It just disintegrated into
I
lava.
won't wear my armor while you're doing this. I know better.
Yeah, D8 and D6. Okay, that's 1860 strength. And 3 points of dexterity up to 19.
That puts my dexterity at 18 and my strength at 1860.
Okay.
Oh, that's enough to actually increase my hit bonus.
All right, let me make a note that Cuddy will be staying at camp. Okay. Any other spells that you guys want to cast?
There is. I'm changing up like a good majority of like 75% of my spells, so I'm out to like midday. Or noon.
Are we all going scouting, or are we going to keep some people here?
Well, in that case, do the people who don't need to memorize spells want to take a scouting trip out?
Yeah, probably best. I need like 4 or 5 hours. I'm checking
Yes or no? Yes or no? Guys who do not need time to memorize spells. Yes or no?
Well, Braxon will be up for scouting, but he doesn't know whether he'd be giving the game away, so...
All right, so no then. Okay. All right,
I
so, well, I said yes or no, and you're like, maybe. That's not yes or no. I'm going to take that as a no then. Do you want to scout?
Yes, if there's people who can scout. Who our lead scouts are Finn and Lafdul. Do they need to?
Yes, they need a lot of time. They need a lot of time.
Right. Can Octave Arcane go with Braxon, maybe?
Some of them can go, yeah.
Right. If people think that'd be useful here, go up there and get her.
Yeah, I think scouting would be useful. I'm not that worried that you will stumble into their camp or their lair immediately.
You can learn about what local creatures are around for my spell. That's something I need to do as well.
And also you can learn more about the valley. Again, Old did say that the valley is multiple miles.
Okay. Or Braxton go to this place where he can climb up a tree, hopefully, with his rope.
Do you want to borrow my grappling hook? My silk? Well, you got your tying rope, haven't you?
Yeah, the rope ties itself to things, so I should be all right.
So the Star Knights, I mean, again, like, the question as to whether you, like, do you want to take any Star Knights with you? Let me put it that way. They're all knights, so no, none of them are like, stealthy, but neither are you, so...
No. How long a walk is it to go up to the ridge and back?
Not very far at all.
Okay, well, we'll ask the leader if they want to send a couple of their best observer people to get her.
I think it would be a good idea for at least few people from all of the parties to at least visit the ridge so they can see the valley a bit better. Yeah. And also I think the hideouts for the pirates and the dragon are most likely in the inside the valley and not on the perimeter.
Yeah, it's probably on the other side down the bottom, which I don't think you'll be hard.
Have the Star Knights got people that are good at going up rigging?
Their ship is small. They don't have a whole lot of rigging.
Okay.
Duran will suggest that you take a shell fire hilt with you. So I'm just going to put the people going will just pop up to this upper ledge.
Yeah.
I think this day is the day that I'm teaching Ayla the Windfall, so we will stay in the camp.
I think you would have taught her the night before, because she's...
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
it was that fast.
It's pretty quick. It's pretty quick to just copy it out of a book. There's a not very clear rule that indicates that it might be 1d2 days per spell level, but meh, I don't go for that.
Okay.
But it's not. So you can still only do one per day.
Mm-hmm.
Priasant, Theoskene, and Pelennor will also go. Ockar, do you want to go?
To the ridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might. Yeah, I'll go.
We can also send second scouting party once the spellcasters have regained their spells.
Yeah.
I'll go and check it out.
All right. Inley will go with you.
Thank you. So would this be like dawn sort of thing?
Probably a little bit after.
Okay.
Do you want to take Braxon's spyglass with us?
It's on the ship.
No, we should have brought that with us.
Well, you can buy one yourself and risk smashing up in the jungle.
Spyglasses are so cheap.
So, Ockar, if you're taking Beowulf, go ahead and move yourselves up onto the next ledge, just to indicate who's going.
I think Lever might be able to magically create a spyglass that lasts about 4 minutes.
Wouldn't you worry what happens afterwards when it sort of dissolves into, let's say, a wild surge?
Yeah. Probably turn into a duck.
All right, so it's about a half an hour to get up to the where the top of the ridge. It's not like a peak; it's a slope, and this is a low mountain as well, not like a hill or something like that. You're definitely pretty high up. Pelennor can easily scramble up a tree, but if you guys want to hang some ropes to help, that's something you can do as well.
Yeah, well, Braxon can make his rope into a knotted rope. How high is the tree? Because his rope's 50 foot. How much does it do?
These trees get up to like 200 feet tall.
Right, but he could go up in stages, couldn't he?
Yeah, but also like you can basically, like, holding onto the rope. There's enough footholds and stuff like that. You don't need to knot the rope.
Right.
To get up. And Inley can help you get up as well. Inley himself is surprisingly capable of climbing trees. Altogether, like you could definitely get up high enough to get a view. Everyone, but Beowulf, basically, if you wanted to do that.
Yeah. All right.
Do you guys want to do that?
Yes, please.
All right, Ockar, do you want to go up as well?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, can Braxon check the tree, see if it looks like it'll hold our weight?
Definitely. I mean, Inley would not let you try to climb one that would not do that. All right, so you managed to, with a lot of help from people more skilled than you two, managed to get up without trouble. Same thing with Ashel. You get high enough into the tree that you can feel these the winds are very strong today, but they're with yourself secured up there. It's not too bad, but it does mean that once you're up there, you're basically shouting to each other if you want to talk.
Oh, I see.
That's how strong the winds are.
If the winds are that strong, does that mean there'd be less risk that people would hear us if we were shouting?
Yeah.
Right.
So getting up there, you're able to look down into this valley. You can see at the head of the valley where the waterfall is. The waterfall isn't like at the exact center. It's definitely off to the side. But that end is a very, very rocky cliff face. There are overhangs galore up there, and some of them quite large. Um, whereas the valley itself, from where you are, it's steep, but not so steep that you would be like tumbling down kind of thing. It would be fairly easy to go down, but also steep to get down to the bottom. And you can see glinting down there the water of the swamp through the trees. There's definitely a reasonably large open area. You think that Braxon, a galleon could easily get down in there without trouble. Not that it could sail around down there. Now that does depend on how deep the water is. That's something you can't tell from here.
Yeah.
But there's an opening, like in the center of this swamp area. There's openings in the trees large enough for a ship the size of a galleon or maybe a hammerhead to get down and land.
It'd be a bit like landing in a dry dock, but with water in it.
Well, I mean, it would be the thing that you just plop down, land, and then take off again rather than sail around, move around.
Yeah. Does it look like there's areas nearby that are flat that are on the land?
You can't see any.
Right.
Here. There might be, but you can't see any.
Because from what I recall, the octopus needs solid ground.
Correct, it does.
Yeah.
Right. You can definitely see some small rocky ridges in that swamp as well.
Yeah. Braxon wants to see if we can see anything that doesn't look natural, which is probably harder for him because he's not a druid.
Give me an intelligence check, please.
Right. He's basically trying to see anything that looks like activity of people. 6.
You do not see anything unnatural down there.
Yeah.
Like nothing. I should say, you can't see anything that strikes you as unnatural. But you're also like, there's a lot of trees. It's hard to tell.
Do you want me to try?
No, it's only one roll.
Okay.
These are never the kinds of things where everyone can try at that.
Yeah, unless there's a different sort of thing you want to look for. Have you got any skills that would allow you to see people building buildings or anything?
Not really.
Or animal trails or that sort of thing. It sounds like the sort of thing Finn would be better at spotting.
I guess I could try to look around and see if I see any odd trails that don't look entirely natural.
You can't see anything like that, no.
Yeah. Oh, would that thing that Braxon just rolled for include looking at whether it looks like any trees have been chopped down?
Yes, and you can't tell that.
Right. So it looks like we'll have to go in. Can we have a look at a possible route down into the valley? See how easy that might be.
You can't really tell. Like again, until you get down to the swamp itself, it's basically a solid canopy of trees up from the top.
Can we maybe guess from the top of the tree canopy and how far the trees go up and down, whether there's any cliffs or anything?
As far as you can tell, there are no obvious cliffs on your side going down.
Oh, I meant on the other side. Oh, right, yeah, on our side of the valley. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, nothing that would impede you in that way. So anything it would be pretty easy to guess that anything that would be like that would be no more than about 10 feet tall.
Yeah. Does it look like there's any cliffs on any of the other sides of the valley? I know we got the waterfall.
Well, yeah, at the head there is that, but nowhere else. It's a kind of a narrow gorge down at the bottom, at the opposite end of the valley where the water obviously drains out.
Yeah.
But that's really more of just the steepness increases.
Yeah. So it's just sort of like a long, thin thing that
Yeah.
the water from the waterfall's carved out.
Yeah. Well, you're not sure about that they've carved it out. You don't know geology.
Yeah.
But the swamp down there is because water is collected because it's raining, most of the time. It's not raining right now, but it does rain most of the time on this world. And down there at the bottom, all the rain water coming down off these mountains has collected there, and obviously the outlet doesn't let nearly as much out as it does fill up there.
Yeah.
So.
Braxon says to Ockar, I wonder if any of the others got spells that raise or lower the level of water.
I think if they had, we would have known about it by now.
Yeah.
Funny you mentioned that.
Said of an imaginary voice in Brax's head.
Inley will tell you that without more information, he would guess that from what he knows about black dragons, there's the lair of the dragon itself is probably in the swamp. They like that kind of terrain.
Ah, right. So in the open.
Not necessarily in the open. I mean, because again, there are definitely trees growing in the water.
Right.
But it does thin out as it gets, and then there is a strip in the center that is clear.
Yeah.
That's big enough to get, like a hammer ship or a galleon down in there.
What does the rest of the ridge look like? If me and Braxton look along the ridge, does it look like we could go along the outside of the valley and pop up at different places and get a different viewpoint that might reveal information?
If you and Braxton, huh?
Me and Ockar,
yeah,
sorry.
I got that. Again, it's long, so you'd have to travel considerable ways to really get a different angle.
Yeah.
You're not quite at the midpoint. You're closer to the head of the valley than the bottom.
Oh, where the water exits out.
You're closer to where the water comes in, where that waterfall is.
Oh, we're closer to the waterfall.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And all those cliffs there.
Right, because I was also wondering if the cliffs might have caves in.
They might. Certainly, there's enough shadowed spots that, you don't see any obvious caves, but there's enough shadowed spots that if there's a cave in there, you wouldn't be able to see it. You'd have to get up close.
Yeah. Okay. And that also means if we went round that way, we might be able to get on top of the cliff. If we wanted to do that for some strange reason.
That would require a climb. Like an actual mountain climb.
Okay. Well, I think we've probably looked at enough stuff for the others to get ready.
Okay.
Should we head back?
Ockar, you have any questions?
I got nothing. Let's head back.
All right. So you were probably up there observing for about an hour. So you've been gone. So with the about half an hour it takes to get back, you'd have been gone for about 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't think is enough time for everyone to get their spells back.
Oh, how much extra time do we have to waste?
I'm like 4 hours for me.
It's just short of 3 hours.
Yeah, Levi said that's around there as well, changing her spells around.
All right, Solas.
It was a bit under 3 hours.
Okay.
Do
Alright.
you want to go a little bit along the ridge, Ockar, and have a look down from a different point of view and see if anything looks different?
You're pretty sure that with that amount of time that they need left, you're not going to get much of a different view.
Okay. Let's see if we can locate some food on the way back then.
Probably. One idea is to maybe do a flyover with Bamel, but I would probably be very visible doing that.
Yeah, a flying wolf in the sky would easily be spotted by anyone down there.
Yeah, you'd probably want someone who can polymorph themselves or change shape into something natural.
Then maybe have Finn or Lafdul do a flyover.
Well, unless you and Behemoth got made invisible, but even then.
Yeah, the dragon was shown to seize your invisibility.
Yeah, well, it might see a polymorph creature as well.
I think it'd be safer to send like Finn or Lafdul flying over.
Well, it's more something for them to, like, rather than send, that's something to ask them if they are willing to do that.
I'll ask.
Yeah.
I'll ask.
That's good. They want to do that.
So, is there anything else that you want to do at camp? You're not really going to be able to find much food that you'd be comfortable with because none of you had. Those of you who've gone off don't have like herbalism or plant lore or hunting or anything like that. So,
okay,
not
we
really
come
gonna
back.
Be able to find food.
We come back and Braxon's failed to learn anything from Finn, despite successfully helping him to hunt for a couple of days.
I mean, you've learned some things, just not enough to do it on your own.
Braxon comes back and goes, "Do you know what? This hunting lark isn't quite as easy as Finn makes it out to be."
Solas will calmly comment that usually learning profession takes longer than a few days.
So is there anything that you guys want to do while waiting for everyone to get their spells back? Or are you going to take time making sure that the camp is in shape, maybe making some more defenses, that sort of thing?
Yeah, we can fetch water if we need to. We can improve the defenses. This would be a good emergency rendezvous if we need to retreat.
Okay. All right, so it is about time for our break. So we'll take our break, and when we come back, we'll have the spellcasters with all their spells, and see how you guys want to go from there. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh look, we got paid 100 bits for a break.
Yeah. Thanks for the cheer there.
Go into the early grade.
We should have a break more often.
All right, so we'll be back in about 10 minutes, everyone. See you shortly.